All right. Testing, testing, testing. We're almost about to go live. Live from Grumo headquarters. All right. Sound is coming perfectly. I like it. My own broadcast studio, all the way from Vancouver, Canada. All right. Let's see. 4 minutes to go. All right. There is about a 5-second delay I can see. So that's not too bad. Let me refresh this page right here. Just realized I put the timer wrong. It's an hour. It was an hour off. But there you go. 3 minutes to go. If you refresh the page, you'll be able to see me just play. Just click on the play button. Obviously, yeah, you don't know if I'm saying this if you haven't pressed the play button yet, right? But anyways, I have a message there that says play. Click the play button, and then you'll be able to enjoy about 20 minutes of pure entertainment. Hopefully everything works, the technology. It's the first time I do something like this, and I'm very excited to share with you my story. All right? So 2 minutes to go. Yeah. All right. Everything seems to be working perfectly. Say hi. Oh, I see people coming from all parts of the world. For those that don't speak Spanish, I mean English, I'm sorry. You can learn English. It's always a good thing to do in life. I may do this in Spanish, but I'm gonna give you a quick message in Spanish right now for those people watching or tuning in from Spain, my hometown. And solo quería deciros muchas gracias por uniros, que ya no sé hablar castellano, así se me olvida. Soy un puto canadiense, o sea, de verdad. Llevo 20 años en Canadá, por lo tanto se me ha olvidado bastante el castellano, sobre todo cuando estoy aquí. Luego vuelvo ahí cuando puedo y puedo practicar y me suelto un poquito, ¿no? Pero bueno, muchas gracias por estar viendo este show. Lo siento, mamá, si no entiendes lo que voy a decir, pero bueno, tú ya sabes la historia, o sea que tampoco... Aquí no hay nada nuevo. La mayoría de mis amigos también saben la historia, o sea que no, si estáis aquí podéis iros a cenar porque no va a haber nada nuevo. Pero para aquellos que no sepan mi historia, creo que va a ser unos 20 minutos bastante interesantes. Así que ahí estamos. All right. So, 1 minuto y 13 segundos para empezar. 1 minute. So, guys, I just gave a message in Spanish to my friends and family in Spain, which I suppose some of them are tuning in. I don't know. I'll ask them later. I know some of them are sending me messages on WhatsApp. Miguel, what are you doing? You're crazy. And I'm like, yes, you do that already. It's like, is that news? Obviously, it's not news. So don't tell me things I already know. So 40 seconds. That's amazing. I can see tons of people coming in from everywhere. All right. You can see this background I have here. This is my office where I've been working in for the last, well, since I started Grumo Media, literally 5 years ago. 5 years and 6 months ago now, I guess. And it all started with one email, right? So yeah, let's do it. 0, boom, we're live. All right, let's do it. Thank everybody for joining you. I'm gonna make this short, sweet, and as entertaining as I can. First time doing a live event like this on YouTube. Say hi on the comments if you can. If you want to be able to comment, you probably have to scroll down the page and actually go to the actually live stream on YouTube, not on the Grumo Media live page. If you don't want to comment, just stay in this page and everything will be fine. All right. This is being recorded, by the way, so you have to go to the bathroom, which happens sometimes in life. Or if you cannot watch the entire broadcast, it'll be available on this very same page after I'm done. All right, so let's do it. I'm going to share my screen so you will stop seeing my pretty face and you'll be seeing my screen coming up. All right, let's do this. I'm using, by the way, Google Hangouts. If you're curious, I'm going to share my screen right now. And the presentation is here. Start screen share. All right. Oh, hold on. Present to everyone. I'm about to share my screen here for the first time in the history of Grumo Media. And where is my screen? I can see it here. Oh yeah, there it is. Start screen share. Present to everyone. All right. Can you see this? Say yes. Yes, you can see it. Fantastic. Bombastic. Okay, so now I'm going to make this big and we'll start the presentation. All right, so the title of the presentation is how one email made me $1 million. And that's very internet marketing sounding, but in reality, when I go back and I look at what happened, it's pretty much true. One email changed my life and started this business. And hopefully from the story that I'm going to share, you can derive some knowledge or tips or takeaways that you can apply into your own business or ways of approaching how you start a business in a very strategic way. So the title, this presentation, I did it in Moncton, New Brunswick when I met Dan Martel. For those that have been listening to my emails that I've been sending, I did this live in Moncton, New Brunswick in front of 6 really, really smart entrepreneurs. It was the first time I did this. They really liked it, so I thought I would share it with my audience now. So let's do it. For it is in giving that we receive. St. Francis of Assisi. You know, it looks like I'm very smart because I just copied a quote from the internet, but the reality is that this is all about giving and the power of giving, right? And when you give, amazing things can happen, right? So growing your business with strategic giving. That was the original title, by the way. And you can see here, there's a little Grumo gift given by somebody. And that's what changed. It was a really good move. Actually, now that I think about it, this was a really good strategic move, right? Like in chess, I moved the right piece at the right moment, and amazing things happened, right? Now let's go back to the past before everything happened. This is me, circa summer 2010, in Spain. As you can see, I was not. I was having fun, but look at me. I'm smoking and drinking. I was not very happy at this moment of my life. I literally spent 1.5 years of my life trying to develop a software company all by myself, and it was a disaster. It didn't go anywhere. I lost all my money. And like every year, if I can, with whatever savings I had, I went back to Spain and spent some time with my friends and had lots of fun. But I had some time to reflect, okay? I was like, crap, man. I spent a 1.5 years trying to develop this project management software. It doesn't go anywhere. I have to be smart about my next move, really. If I'm not smart, I'm going to have to live under a bridge or go on welfare or ask money or I don't know. So that was a disaster. So then I started using my geeky mind, zeros and ones. This is like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? Jesus, oh my God. There has to be something I can do to start a new business and don't waste an entire year and a half of my life, right, doing this. And by the way, if you're trying to start a business, you should read a blog post where I explain all the mistakes that I did that hopefully you don't make when you try to start your own business. And so you don't spend a year and a half of your entire life just working 14 hours a day and not getting anywhere, just spinning your wheels. If you're going to do something, do it strategically. So this is the next step was like, okay, boom, I have an idea. I have an idea, and it was turned out to be a bright idea. And this was my process. All right. By the way, this picture is it was a setup from my friends. So I was not really depressed. It was just they put the shoot there and all of that. Anyways, but okay. So I had an idea, and this was the idea. This was my revelation. How can I have the biggest impact with the least effort in the least amount of time? And this is what I call entrepreneurial thinking, right? So it's all about how can you get where you want to get faster without, doing what everybody is doing, right? So you don't have enough time or enough cash or enough money or resources. What can you do to get there faster? You have to think strategically, right? So now this is where the one email worth $1 million comes into place. And I'm going to show you the very same email that I sent in October, the 27th of October of 2010, that was worth $1 million, or probably more. I mean, I don't, keep track of that very well, but it was literally more than $1 million. So anyways, this is the email. Very short email where I send a free video to a startup called Hipmonk. And in 2010, Hipmonk was just starting out. By the way, if you haven't heard about Hipmonk, Hipmonk is a flight search engine that is very visual. It basically helps you find the best possible flight in a very beautiful and visual way. You can compare flights and prices. Anyways, they just launched their website. They needed some traction. They didn't have a video, and I saw an opportunity. I had some skills, not that very good of a skills anyways, but enough to create something of value for these people, right? So I spent 2 weeks creating a little animation that you can see on my site. Actually, if you go to the homepage and you scroll down, you'll be able to see the Hipmonk video, and it's like a 1.5 minute video where I explain how Hipmonk works. And all I did is I just gifted. That was the strategic gift. And all I said, we love you so much. And it's funny I say we, because at that time it was just me, right? It was just no company, no website, no nothing. It's just me. We love you so much. We love so much your service that decided to create a little video explaining Hipmonk. Here it is. Hope you like it. Keep the good work. That's all I did. A very short email. Do you notice something unique about this email? Just pause for like 5 seconds and look at this email and think in your head, what is unique about this email? I'm going to tell you what's unique. What I'm going to tell you is unique is that I'm not asking for anything back. I'm giving 2 weeks of my time, probably more, for free to a company, right? And not asking anything in return. What happened next? All right, what happened next? This is what I got. Literally 2 hours after I sent that email, I get an email back from the support of Hipmonk. I said, oh my God, you're the coolest person ever for making my life 10 times easier as a customer service representative. Seriously, your video is 100 times more effective than my verbose internal messages on Hipmonk chat. Thanks for answering. What is Hipmonk? Kudos. Feel free to say hi on Hipmonk chat anytime. So, okay, boom. That was awesome. Good reaction right there. And, I guess they liked my video. That's fantastic. The next email is really what I would say would change my life. Here's the next email by Alexis Ohanian himself. Alexis Ohanian, if for those that don't know who he is the co-founder of Reddit.com. Reddit being now probably the most popular news sites in the world, with billions of views and all of that. Alexis at that time had already sold Reddit and was working as the marketing principal of Hipmonk.com. And he saw the video and he said, Miguel, what an awesome video. I'm going to write a blog entry about it, but I love to interview you too. Would you mind if I email you a few questions? And I'm like, of course, man. I'm a super fan. You're my hero. And this guy is asking me to interview me for his blog, right? And this just happened literally like 4 hours after I sent this video. I'm like, boom, this is amazing. And then, wait for it, this is the founder of Hipmonk. Very, very smart guy. His name is Adam Goldstein. And this was his reaction. This is all he wrote about this video. All right, I'm not gonna say that if there's kids watching this, but cover your eyes. Just say awesome, awesome. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Obviously, this worked. So one strategic gift can change your life. And here is how. Now this is basically the chain of events that happened after the email. So you saw the response from Alexis Ohanian, from support, and from Adam Goldstein, literally between in 12 hours after I released this video. Remember that. Okay, so let's just show. So this is me. I have the idea, and then I send a strategic gift to Hipmonk. Alexis Ohanian likes it. The founder of the CEO, he's like, wow, that's fucking awesome. And Alexis Ohanian is the co-founder of Reddit. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is a strategic giving is because I didn't choose Hipmonk just randomly. I knew that Alexis was the co-founder of Reddit, right? And I thought, damn, if I'm going to give a present, I might as well to somebody who has a lot of influence. Because he started Reddit at Y Combinator, which is probably the most popular startup accelerator or incubator in the world today. Started by Paul Graham, who has from that incubator some of the best startups in the world have come out, like Airbnb and Discuss and now MakeSpace. And anyways, what he did right after he interviewed me, he mailed all the people in Y Combinator, all the startups that are my potential clients that could use videos like this. And suddenly I'm doing videos for all these people. Literally, within 2 weeks of sending an email, I'm doing videos for Daniel Ha, the founder of Discuss, Jessica Ma, the founder of Indinero. Who is this guy? I forgot. Sorry. Trevor Blackwell, co-founder of Y Combinator and founder of AnyBots, and Sam Rosen, now founder of MakeSpace, an amazing startup out of New York, and 40 other people, right? So literally within a month, I got 40 people asking for videos. I end up doing a lot of videos. Not only that, I get interest from VCs, from venture capitalists, which is insane. I get introduced to Mark Cuban and Chris Ye, which are two big. I mean, Mark Cuban. If you don't know who Mark Cuban is, then go on the internet and type Mark Cuban. He's been on TV a lot lately. Anyways, they're like, Miguel, this video stuff is amazing. Maybe we could. Anyways, they never invested in the company, but it's like a week from when I create this video. Now I meet all these amazing people, all my heroes, right? So yeah, Trevor Blackwell. Oh, of course, yeah, the founder of PathMapper, Indinero, Discuss, MakeSpace, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm set. This is amazing. I just went from 0 to in 2 weeks having 40 clients. I mean, my goodness, am I lucky or what? Well, things go further than that, right? Then on my third video, which was the PathMapper video, and PathMapper is an apartment search listing, guess who I get to connect with? Ashton Kutcher. And he says, best demo video ever. He tweets this to 6 million people. And then 5 months later, I get to meet him in person at South by Southwest, right? Because I get introduced by him, by Alexis Ohanian, by Eric Dementhon is his name. And they're like, yeah, well, they know this guy. They know Ashton. And they're like, me, by the way, Ashton, Miguel would love to be able to do some videos for you. And he's like, of course. And then I end up doing a video for him and his ex-beautiful wife for a foundation called the Dennis and Ashton Foundation. I meet them. I do this video for them. And after you work with Alexis Ohanian, with some of these people, with celebrities, what happens? Well, then you get interviewed. Then you get I meet the co-founder of Udemy. I get interviewed in Mexergy. Was like contacted by the founder of WLP Engine, and he actually gave me a life free account. By the way, thank you very much if you're watching this. I'm still using WP Engine. And the reason why is because these people are asking me for videos, and in exchange, if they're not paying for them, they're giving me free accounts, they're giving me free stuff. It's just amazing, right? So I get a free account of WP Engine. Udemy, I end up doing their demo video for Udemy. I get interviewed on Mixergy. AppSumo, Noah Kagan promotes my courses on, well, yeah, because then after this, I did courses. He ended up promoting my courses on AppSumo. Chris Savage from Wistia, I met him, I talked to him, he's very impressed with my story. He also ends up giving me a free lifetime account on Wistia, which I use the heck out of it. So thank you so much, because Wistia is not cheap, by the way. And then hundreds of other people. And then after that, just everybody, you name it, Microsoft, Walmart, EMC, Fidelity, Halifax, Reckitt, boom, boom. That all happened with one email, right? Is that worth $1 million? Yeah, big time. All right, so this is like a big show off. I don't want to show off, but the reality is that this is the true story of how this company, Grumo Media, started. And I always wanted to share, and I share it with a lot of people, but never in such a granular way. And the thing is that people ask me, how did you do this, Miguel? How could I replicate something like this? And obviously, having this degree of success, the first time you do something or give something for free is probably going to be not realistic. But there's something that you can learn from this story that I'm going to share with. First of all, I'm going to tell you that there's a backstory. To get to the moment where I have an idea, a lot of stuff happened. So this is not just coincidence, right? There's research, there's strategic thinking, right? So let's go here. What we have here right now is, giving and receiving. So basically, I gave and then I received all of this, right? I gave a free gift. So what led to this moment? All right. So we have here 2008, 2009, 2010. So, and then on 2010 is when I do the video. And then after is when all the magic happens. So the first thing that happened is that in 2008, I decided I want to start my own company. Like many of you guys want to start your own online business. And you're like, how do I do this? And so I start reading books. And the first book I read is a book that a lot of people have read already, which is, do you know this guy? Of course you know this guy, Tim Ferriss. This is when Tim Ferriss used to have hair, and he had orange hair. All right, interesting. So I read the 4-Hour Workweek, and if you haven't read this book, it's kind of like the Bible of people that want to start, starting a lifestyle business online, right? The 4-Hour Workweek. I read this. And then I start looking for mentors online, and then I do a lot of research. For basically these years, what I'm doing is doing a lot of research on startups, trying to figure out how to start my own business, researching, figuring out what it takes to build a company and all of that, right? So then I hear about this guy, Giacomo Peldi, who is the founder of Balsamiq Mockups. And this is a guy that from day one, when he quit Adobe, he blogged every single day regarding how he started Balsamiq, right? Then I noticed that one of his inspirations is Paul Graham. Paul Graham is the founder of Y Combinator. He's also the creator of Hacker News, inspired on the Reddit platform. And Hacker News is where all the entrepreneurial-minded people and hackers go and learn everything related to news. So I read about it. I learn about TechCrunch. Then I hear about Joe Spolsky and his blog, and Jason Fried and 37 Signals. All these people, the creator of Basecamp, and all these people inspire me to start my own company. Right after doing all this research and all of that, I say I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. So I started a software company called PointKit. I spend PointKit, by the way. I think you can go online and see it. I don't know if the server is working, but basically it's a project management tool that allows you to invoice stuff. And I spend coding this myself. I teach myself coding, and I code every day for months, a year, a month, and a year and a half of coding, right? And then basically what happens is that I make every mistake. I run out of money, and I need to get. By the way, at this time, I only have read stuff online. Never really met anybody in person. Never really asked questions to people, or actually try to seek mentors in the real world. So one day after I ran out of money, I said, I have to figure it out, maybe I should go out and try to meet people like in the real world instead of hiding me behind my desk, right? So I go to a place called Boot Up Labs, which is an incubator in Vancouver, founded by two amazing guys, Danny Robinson and Boris Mann. And these guys have started one of the first incubators in Vancouver, startup incubators. They had these events. It was called mentor speed dating. I'm like, this is perfect. I need help. I need a mentor. Mentor speed dating is like speed dating for mentors. So I go there, and this is great because I get lots of great advice, and I meet the founders of a startup called Samify, which was Reader Digest of all your social media stuff. You get an email a day telling you, how to. What are the most important news of the day. These guys later, by the way, get acquired by Twitter, right? Which is awesome. And if you guys are listening to this, you guys are awesome. You were a big inspiration, and one of the main reasons why I started Grumo Media too. But anyways, I don't have any money, right? So there's a moment where I'm like, okay, what can I do with the skill set that I have, right? I tried to do the software company, didn't work, but I have some experience of animation. I used to do industrial animation before. What can I do with my skill set that could, I could start a business with? So then I got inspired by Google Wave. And Google Wave is basically what Google created in order to kill email. It was a complete disaster, but there was a studio, an animation studio called Epiphia Studio, that did a video explaining Google Wave. To give you some context, Google Wave was an amazing tool that doesn't exist now. And it was so hard to explain how it worked. When they did the launch, it took almost an entire day for the Google people to explain what it did, because it did so many things. And then Epiphia comes along, and it creates a free video explaining what Google Wave does in 3 minutes, and everybody gets it in 3 minutes. Google themselves couldn't explain how Google Wave worked in freaking 8 hours, and Epiphia does it in 3 minutes. And it's beautiful, and I get it, and I'm like, it's simple animation. I'm like, maybe I can do something like this, maybe, because it's just beautiful that you can explain anything in complex in just a couple of minutes, right? So then it's when I'm like, time out. All right, time out. There's something here that I can exploit, and this is when I'm like, how can I have the biggest impact, right? And if you're like overwhelmed and you don't know what to do, I think you should take some time off. I took literally 1 month of a strategic thinking of, okay, what I can do? And this is when, what I can do, how can I have the biggest impact in the least amount of time, right? With the least amount of resources. So, and that's when I came up with the idea. I can do maybe an animation for somebody that could use it. Replicating, as you can see, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Replicating what Epiphia did. So I'm gonna pick the startup that I really like they did, do a free video, and just hope for the best, right? And so this is what led to that. So you can see there's a lot of entrepreneurial trial and error, mistakes, running out of money, inspiration, and then strategic thinking, finally coming up with an idea that worked and changed my life, right? So, okay, this is my story. If you want to replicate this, I came up with what you look. So I said, Miguel, this is great. You know, good for you. You made some money. You impressed some people. Obviously, you got extremely lucky. But is there a way that you could replicate this? And I think for that, you know, obviously, the same type of thing is probably not going to work for most people. But if there's anything you can take away from this presentation, is that there was a strategic thought behind the process that you could repeat to get some kind of success, right? So if you want to grow your business or start a business using strategic giving, which is what I call, then you can use this series of steps. Step number 1, identify a target in your industry that has a lot of influence, right? Number 1, all right? So instead of just posting, you know, spending tons of money on ads or blogging forever, just cut to the chase. Who has the influence in your industry that could act as an ambassador of your brand if you get to impress them, right? So identify the target, spend a month trying to figure out who are the top 50 or 100 people that you could impress, and then choose something. Choose one of them, then create a remarkable product that could be of much value to that individual or company, then give the product for free in exchange of nothing. You're not asking for anything, you're just giving. Then you wait, right? And then you hope for the best. And it's like, did you succeed? Did it work? Did the people notice? Are they both broadcasting it to other people? No? Well, rinse and repeat. All right, try it again a bunch of times. No, what a lot of people don't realize is that I actually had queued 5 other companies that I was going to do videos for free. And I was going to do the same thing. It just happened that the first one that I tried, it actually worked. So I got really lucky. But it was in the plans to do this several times, by the way. If it works, yes, congratulations. You just skip so much effort. You validate your business. You got a bunch of clients. And if you do this right, you can do that. You can basically launch your business in a couple of weeks like I did, right? So basically, in a nutshell, the formula is you come up with a gift, you use your brain, and then boom, hopefully you get some success. Now, giving is awesome, but there's 2 types of giving: non-strategic versus strategic giving, right? So non-strategic giving is not going to have a big impact in your business, because I could have given this gift to any other startup, and it would be great. They would love me. Like, thank you, Miguel. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Or maybe they would tweet it to their 20 followers, and okay, well, that's fantastic, thank you. But that would make a big difference in my life. Now, if you use your brain when you're giving something strategically, the results or the impact are going to be a lot higher, right? Now, how can you get the best results? All right. So you're going to use your brain, and you're going to focus on 4 things, right? The what, the whom, the how, and the when, right? 4 things. If you're going to do this, focus on 4 things. What is going to be something of great value, right? To whom? Someone influential will benefit from it. To someone that is influential that can benefit from it. How? Which will be the best way to give it, because you have to figure out not just what it is, but what's the best way to delivering this gift. And then when? What will be the best timing or cycle to do this, right? So there is a formula. I want you guys to learn some formula here that you can apply, right? All right, so let's just go into some real strategic examples here, like things that you could do yourself today if you wanted, or on the next week, right? Because all this theory is great, but how can you apply some of this in your business, starting today, right? So I'm gonna give you some examples. Here's a little, so you could, for example, give a consultation to a top student over Skype quarterly, right? So the what, the who, the how, and the when. And in this case, maybe it's not so much starting a business like I did, but it could be launching a course, for example, and you can do this over Skype, right? And you're like, okay, I'm gonna give you a free consultation on, I don't know, whatever is your business, creating websites or design or logos or teaching people how to be better people or whatever, or couple counseling, I don't know, something. I say top student here, but this could be just anybody, right? A potential client. You can do this over Skype. That's how the medium, and you could do this every 3 months. Just give a free consultation, right? What happens if you're giving this for free is that, guess what? If anybody's gonna be your client in the future, most likely it's gonna be this person. If you're gonna need testimonials in the future, most likely the people that you gave stuff for free are gonna give you great testimonials, right? So you're just giving stuff, not asking anything in return, right? You could write an article for a top publication for free, guest posting, send it by email. You could do this monthly. Target somebody in your industry that has a blog with a lot of traffic. Write an article, a great article, give it for free, because a lot of these publications are looking for great content, and do this on a monthly basis, right? Strategic giving. What happens? You're gonna get a lot of traffic, exposure, and that's gonna help you bring traffic to your website, collect emails, sell whatever you're selling. Something as stupid as you're a fan of Bill Murray. Well, you could, I don't know, create a joke and send it via Twitter weekly to Bill Murray, because you want to impress him. You want to meet him one day, and it's like, how can I meet this amazing guy, right? It's like, okay, we'll just impress the guy. He's a comedian, and I don't know if this is a great example, by the way, but it's just something you could do with anybody. It's just replace joke with giving value to somebody over Twitter, which a lot of people do. It's actually, Twitter is a great way to build relationships with influential people. You can retweet, like their tweets. Whenever they ask questions on Twitter, answer them, be the first one, because they will notice, right? You could comment on their blogs, be the first one to comment on their blogs and show and give value to their communities. And you could do this weekly or daily, and then what's going to happen, you're going to create a lot of goodwill, and people will notice you. I have a friend, actually, this is a real case study. His name is Pedro, and he used to work for Grumo Media, and he's a big fan of Dan Martel as well, and he wanted to be in touch with him. He wanted this Dan to be his mentor. So on a regular basis, he would comment and tweet and like his Instagrams all the time. And then when Dan Martel decided to go on YouTube and start an education company teaching entrepreneurs how to build and sell companies, what Pedro did was he was working at a YouTube company, and then he said, well, he gave him an entire list of things that he could do to improve his YouTube channel for free. Well, guess what? About a month ago, Pedro got to meet Dan Martel in person, and it was amazing. And now they have a relationship, right? And this is something that would never have happened if he wouldn't have provided a lot of value before. So kudos to you, Pedro, if you're listening to this, because you did exactly what I did to start Grumo Media, and it worked. It worked. And of course it's gonna work. Eventually it's gonna work, right? You could do a camera review on YouTube, right? And there's many success stories of people reviewing products on YouTube. And guess what? If you do this on a regular basis, then the big companies like Canon or whoever are gonna notice, and they may give you free stuff, or they may sponsor your channel, right? You can do this bi-weekly. Now, very important to notice is that if you do this only once, the likelihood of it working is very low. So my story is actually not the best case study, because I did it once and it was very lucky and very strategic, but it worked. But the fundamentals of giving something for free and making an impact, providing value in exchange of nothing, and that making a huge impact in your business are the same. Now, for most people, you should do this on a regular basis. Provide value on a regular basis. Never give up. And eventually you'll find success, right? 5 major issues, right? So I'm like, Miguel, this is awesome, but these are typical complaints, right? So what complaint you could have? One complaint that you could have is that you don't know what to give. All right, no problemo. That happens to anybody. Can you comment? What is that you like to do? You always can get better at that, right? So the moment that you put, let's say, 2 or 3 months of really hard effort into something, or to developing a skill, you're going to be above 99% of other people. Look at my case. I really didn't know how to do animations like that. I knew how to do 3D industrial animations, but that's not the same as an explainer video. So I spent 2 months learning how to create something similar to what the PFIO guys had done. And downloading After Effects and teaching myself, watching YouTube videos until I could come up with animation good enough. I still think it's actually, in absolute terms, not a really good animation, at least technically, the Hipmunk video one, but it was good enough that I could provide value to somebody. So what can you do? What skills can you develop to a certain degree of proficiency that you could give that value, that new skill to somebody for free? Anybody can do that, right? So that's a bad excuse. I'm not good at anything. Same thing here. It's like, of course, put the effort, right? Like, again, I was not really good at stuff, at animating. What if they don't like it? Well, welcome to the world of life. One of the things you have to realize is that if you really want to start a company, you have to be very, very ready to take no for an answer on a regular basis. And I have a story also about how I started when I came to Canada, how I learned to deal with rejections. You need to deal with rejection and understand that every rejection that you get, it's one step closer to a yes, right? Just think about it. This is the way I look at it. Every time you get a no, it just means you're one step closer to a yes. The yes is going to happen. And the example I usually give is door-to-door salesman. I used to be a door-to-door salesman back in 1998 or something like that. It was a shitty job. I did it for 4 months. I spoke to about 10,000 people because we have to speak to at least 100 people. I get 90% rejection. This means 90 people a day were slamming their doors in my face. So talk about training for rejection, and not let it influence you, because if you influence your attitude and you get depressed, you're never going to sell anything, right? So get used to and embrace rejection, because that's what you need to do in order to start any kind of business or be successful at anything. It's too risky. Yeah, of course, risk is part of the equation, right? And like, what is it too risky, really? Like, what is the worst thing that could happen? They say no, or you spend 2 weeks doing something. I don't know, like, or if you give value, there's no risk involved. Actually, this is probably the less risky thing you could ever do. Borrowing $100,000 from your family and friends and trying to start a company with no validation, that is risky and stupid, plain stupid. Providing value and hoping that an influential person likes you without any investment on your part except your time, I don't think that's risky. And I don't have the time. Of course you have the time. That's a bad excuse. If you really care about something, you will hustle, you'll make the time. And anyways, those are the 5 major issues I could find. And so now it's your turn. This presentation is short. I hope you learned something. Really, it's your turn. And this is my call to action to you. Think of something of value you could give to someone influential in the next month, right? And also decide how often you're going to do this, right? And hopefully you get some success. And if you do, please get back to me. I know several people have done that. I've seen a lot of people doing it, and it works. And I'll do more videos like this if you guys want to, but I could speak about this for a long time, about the power of providing value in exchange of nothing. I think it's one of the biggest things that you can do to grow your business, your brand, your exposure, your audience. So think about it next time you do something. Think strategically. Make sure you're always providing value every time you have on every single interaction throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your year. And that's all, folks. Thank you. Gracias for watching. If you want to learn more about Grumo Media, well, if you're watching this live on Grumo Media, you're at grumomedia.com. Just go there. And this is the end of the show. I'm going to turn my camera on. I'm going to turn my camera on so you can see my face, and I can say goodbye to you guys, to all of you guys. Stop presenting. And stop. And my face should be here right now. And did you learn something? Did you learn something interesting that you didn't know before? Right? I hope you did. That's the whole point. First time doing this in my life, a live presentation. Like, if you've read my emails, I public speaking, and I'm sure some of you relate. It's like, it's hard for me. It's like, I did it for the first time after 30 years in Moncton, New Brunswick, and I was suffering, man. If people could see how my brain was inside, they'll be like, oh my God, this guy is about to die. And the reality is that it was hard, but it was also one of the most powerful experiences, because once you push through that fear, everything gets easier. So, and another lesson here, since I'm in lesson mode, is if you're not afraid on a regular basis a little bit, if you're not pushing through your fears and you feel too comfortable, that's bad. That means you're not growing. Every time you're growing, you're going to be stepping out of your comfort zone, right? And stepping out of your comfort zone, by definition, it's going to make you afraid, right? But if you don't step out of your comfort zone, you don't grow, right? So public speaking, doing things like this, like taking a risk and giving something of value in exchange of nothing, is risky. You may be afraid of doing so, but the end results could be amazing, and you'd only know if you take the risk of doing so. So thanks for watching. I actually cannot see your comments right now because I'm going to try to see the comments. We're at 41 minutes. Wow, this was supposed to be a 20-minute presentation. All right, so if you're sticking around still, let me just see if I can see any of your comments and answer any of your questions. Let me just check this out really quickly. Let me see. Oh, there you go. There's some people here. Oh man, thanks so much. I didn't, the reality is I didn't know if there were people watching this, but I see there's like 51 people right now. Thanks so much for being here. And Iker Saez, ¿qué tal, amigo? Gracias por Iker Saez is one of my best friends from childhood. He's watching all the way from Spain. Thank you, Miguel, Monica, Iker, Joel, Larry, Prochaska, Fergus, Iker Said, Pedram. Oh, Pedram is there. Kirk Karasi, Kirk is there. Matt Hall. Man, thanks so much for being here, man. This is awesome. Thanks for the support. You're amazing. Maybe you can add Spanish captions to your video. No show off, true story. Oh, thanks so much, Joe Oviedo. Video editing workflows. We're not talking about video editing today. Is there more to this, or this is a one-time thing? In my case, this is the one thing that I did, but on a regular basis, by the way, every year I do a free video for a cause. So I usually give a free video, typically to a charity, in exchange of nothing. And at this moment, I don't really need to do this again because there's enough business, and I'm growing to a degree that I'm comfortable with. And I'm trying to do other things besides just doing videos. I'm teaching online. I'm creating more courses online. I'm helping other people to become online instructors. But yeah, you should do this on a regular basis. And like the message about giving, being authentic, Dan Reader, awesome presentation. I'm a fan. Thanks so much for being here, Trish. What else do we have here? Like the message about giving. I'm trying to figure out if there's any other questions, but it seems that you guys enjoy this. Now it's frozen. Well, you know what? By the way, this video, once I stop recording, is going to be automatically saved on the same page. So if you missed any of it, you'll be able to rewatch it. Share it with your friends. If you think anybody could benefit from a message like this, share with them, because it's only with your support that I'll be doing this more often, right? I'm not a person that typically shares a lot of stuff, so for me this is really stepping out of my comfort zone, by the way. But it's great. I knew I had to do this one day. I did it. Now I feel very happy, and it's awesome. So that's all, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Adios. Adios, adios. Oh, by the way, if you guys read my emails, and this is like the one more thing from Steve Jobs, I promised I would never do something like this. I promised I was not going to sell you a vacuum, but I changed my mind. And there is the Black & Decker Dustbuster 15.6 volts that makes a lot of noise.